GPS, or the Global Positioning System, consists of 24 orbiting satellites situated 11,000 miles in space and in 6 different orbital paths. The most important feature of a GPS is that it gives a boater his exact position. GPS units are cheap and come in a variety of models that suit lake users or world cruisers. Some models have so many features that you can easily spend half a day just reading the manual. A simple handheld unit is fine for small craft use, or it can serve as a backup on large vessels. Cruising yachts usually have fixed mount units that have built-in chart plotting capabilities. An external antenna is required, as the GPS signals need a clear path from the satellite. Also, don't mount your antenna too close to or below a radar antenna. Your GPS can even interface with an onboard computer for the ultimate in on-screen navigation. As with most electronics on board, be sure to buy a waterproof model and one with a screen you can easily read if you mount it in the cockpit area. Installing a GPS is within the range of someone with average construction skills. A VHF, or very high frequency radio, is the best way for boaters to communicate. Typically, you can expect a range at full power of about 10 miles for powerboats and 15 to 20 for sailboats. This is because VHF is a line of sight signal, and the higher the antenna, the greater the range. Boaters monitor channel 16 and switch to a mutually agreed upon working channel after making contact. Keep your communications as short as possible, as there are just a few working channels. VHF is the primary safety tool for communicating with the Coast Guard, as well as other boaters. The Coast Guard monitors channel 16 24 hours a day. Recently, channel 9 has been used for hailing, radio checks, and most marina use, especially in parts of the Great Lakes and the St. Clair and Detroit rivers. Bridge tenders in Florida also use channel 9. NOAA uses channels 1 through 7 for weather broadcasts. The Coast Guard uses channel 22 for emergency transmissions once directed to switch from channel 16. Marine operators use channels 24 through 28 and 84 through 88 to connect you to a land-based line. In some cruising areas, such as the Bahamas, VHF is used almost in place of a telephone. You must get used to local customs when venturing outside the United States. Be sure to carry a handheld VHF in your dinghy. It's the best way to call for assistance if you get lost, run aground, or have engine failure. VHF radios come in 2 basic varieties: fixed mount units that are typically 25 watts in strength and handheld units that are 5 watts strong. Both units can switch to 1 watt strength for use in close quarters. Unless you travel overseas or have an SSB on board, you do not need a license to operate a VHF radio. Digital selective calling, or DSC, is a relatively new feature on VHF radios. Channel 70 is reserved for digital transmissions. The Coast Guard will not have full DSC capabilities until about 2005, and only a few boats are equipped with this feature in 2001. Channel 16 gives boaters a choice of 3 types of emergency message transmissions, depending on the severity of the emergency. For life and death emergencies only, transmit a Mayday message. For a lesser emergency, say citing a water spout, use the pan-pan signal. Finally, use a security message for giving others information about a possible concern. For example, this could be a situation involving a large vessel entering a narrow harbor entrance. You will be in big trouble for issuing a false Mayday message. The Coast Guard will want to be reimbursed for the cost of the false rescue. Assume tens of thousands here, and possible criminal charges may be filed against you.